Welcome to this episode of Mixtape Generation.
Where every day's a mixtape, Adam.
Every day's a mixtape.
And I want you to mix it up.
Okay, I'm going to mix it up.
We
are going to mix it up today.
We are not the same old thing, all right?
No, we're not.
We're like an 80s one-hit wonder, okay?
We're
going to last longer than a week, all right? You know what I'm saying?
We're going to stay on the charts.
We're staying
on the charts.
Yes, we are. We got a great show today. Fantastic. The Lunchbox Legends. Not just legends on the lunchbox.
Which we had some good legends on our lunchbox.
We did. Maybe He-Man?
No. Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo, yes. However, I wasn't able to have a lunchbox.
Me neither. I had a paper bag.
Yeah, paper bags. Paper bags rolled up with your name.
With your name and Sharpie.
Or initial, yeah.
Yeah, fold that bit. Throw it in your backpack. By the time you opened it up, whatever you had was squished.
Luckily, smushed.
Which we're going to be partaking of today.
Yes, we're going to do
some of the items that got smushed.
Well, maybe smash them for you. What else are we going to talk about?
Today we're also going to a segment we're going to introduce you called That's Bogus.
Bogus.
And in that segment, That's Bogus, we talk about things that we feel maybe were overrated in the 80s, or it could be in current times as well too. What's overrated? So today we're going to have a segment called That's Bogus. Today it'll be about candy from the 80s that's overrated.
Let's mix it up.
Here we go.
Welcome to the kitchen. This is not an 80s kitchen, however, a beautiful kitchen.
Thank you.
Just wash my hands. I would come home.
I didn't.
Okay, well, let's see how we go. So when I get home from school, I would go to the easiest possible solution to eat.
Yeah, what was that?
PB&J.
PB&J. You know, I think that's still a popular choice.
It probably is. It's very simple. So we're going to get the show on the road.
Okay, show me how you made your childhood go-to sandwich.
When I was daring, I would actually go with the crunchy peanut butter, but that would rip the hell out of the bread, so I don't do that anymore.
Crunchy, but yeah.
I like to, I'm left-handed, so I go left-handed spread. Try to do an even spread.
That looks beautiful.
And then
what's the ratio, a proper ratio of peanut butter to jelly?
A little bit more peanut butter than jelly for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably about 10% more.
And what kind of jelly are we going with today?
This is a homemade raspberry blend.
That's what I would have had, homemade raspberry. Probably my grandma would have made it
and
given us a bottle.
Yes, you can see the seeds in there still. And I try to clean off the knife on the fresh piece of bread before so I don't, try not to mix, even though we're a mixtape generation.
We don't want to mix the food.
Yeah, we don't want to mix peanut butter.
Nobody wants to open the jelly bottle and see chunks of peanut butter floating.
That's what they did when I was growing up, though.
I did that too.
That's pretty good combo there.
That's good. Why don't you put that, let's see if we can see that down here below. Give us a little idea.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, good ratio of peanut
butter
and jelly.
Yeah, I missed a corner there, but that's okay.
That's all right. And then what?
Then I'd find a old bag of Cheetos.
How old? Stale?
It's not quite stale. A couple days old.
Yeah. Edge of...
And then I'd go and
well, why don't you cut this guy in half? Let's try it.
And then during the
a diagonal cut. Oh, look at that
I'm
cut.
just going right in half here.
Diagonal it, but that was,
So I knew that when my parents made me a lunch, there was a bite taken out of the sandwich.
Really?
Yeah, they just say, "Hey, I love you. Just to know that. Here you go."
Do you want me to take a bite out of yours to let you know you're loved?
Not bad. Tell me about what kind of bread would you throw down when you were growing up, Adam?
We did not have white bread.
Why?
No. My mom did not buy white bread.
Okay.
We had wheat bread.
Whole wheat, huh?
The more grain, the better. This is good. You can't beat a good PB&J.
I think Ronald Reagan said, "Good friends, good food."
Ronald Reagan said that?
I think so. I'm sure someone named Ronald Reagan said that.
At least someone named Ronald. So this is Chance's go-to.
Lunchbox Legend.
PB&J Lunchbox Legend. Coming up next, we're going to show you my go-to sandwich from my youth. Oh yeah, be ready. This is
senses in full force.
Here we go.
Welcome back to the kitchen.
Welcome back to the kitchen. Now it's my turn. When I was younger, my mom would go shopping at a local grocery store here that's no longer here anymore. And they had like a little quote unquote deli in the back, kind of this trashy eatery place. I use that term lovingly.
Because they later hired you.
No, I didn't work at, this was a different store. No, this was Reams.
Love Reams.
Yeah.
Love.
You get the trashy though, right?
Yes,
yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
old
and
school.
they made grilled cheese sandwiches in their eatery.
Oh, nice.
And so I would, once I had one, that was like the perfect grilled cheese sandwich. And so I would want my mom to buy me those. Well, eventually I was like, I can make these myself.
Wow. Application.
But at Reams, they had white bread. At home, I had wheat bread. So maybe that's what made their sandwich so good.
That's what made it.
Yeah. And at Reams, they used processed cheese.
Okay.
American
Get out
cheese.
some white bread for you.
And at home, I used cheddar cheese.
Cheddar.
So we're going to do it the way I did it, except for the fact we're using white bread. So I would come home, I would cut the cheese.
Pun intended.
Pun intended.
Because we didn't have a lot of sliced and shredded.
No,
options.
there was no shredded, and slices were just American cheese.
You just go, or get it sliced by the dealer.
I do remember, I'll tell you another
Is that what
story.
you call someone who works at the deli? The dealer?
They're a dealer.
Maybe not.
Probably not. You're just making up words now. So we're going to make a grilled cheese sandwich. I've got the cheese. I've got white bread. And I'll show you how I put it together. So here we go. We're going to put this together. I've got the bread. We've got cheese that has been freshly cut. And let's just show you how I did it. Now, there's two different ways I do grilled cheese sandwiches, but I'm going to show you the way I did it back then because I've learned a lazier way to do it now. And I'll explain the lazy way is you just throw the butter in the pan and then dip the bread in.
Whoa.
But the old school way was
To actually butter the bread.
butter the bread so we
With
get it.
butter's tough. Butter's hard.
And it kind of tears. See, that's the thing. It tears up the bread.
Tears up the bread.
Now, wheat bread, it wouldn't tear up because there's so much,
Granular.
granules. Fiber in there that holds it together.
You've got to soften the butter for hours before it's even pliable.
Yeah, and I tried softening this butter up, but you got to put a lot of butter. So yeah, we're getting that very
beautiful.
buttered.
Nice buttering job by you, by the way.
Okay, so there's a layer one. We're going to throw that down on the pan. And then I'm going to get our cheese.
Or queso.
Or queso. You could use either one.
It's quite thick, too. Good job, Adam.
Yeah, we're going thick cut. Kind of layer that on.
Growing up, I was not a lover of cheese.
Really?
Until...
And then I'm really picky about how the bread lines up.
Oh
yeah, there we go.
OCD on the lining up the
I'm
bread.
very OCD on my bread.
Some are.
And a little bit more there.
Margarine really changed the game.
Margarine did change the game because it was so soft and
easy.
fake and yummy, processed. The more processed stuff you can have in your life. I think the 80s were all about processed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Synthesizer came out. Yeah.
The music was processed. The food was processed.
Shoes. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't. All right, we're going to kind of press that down.
Ooh,
except it
press.
sticks. I forgot about that part.
Pressing. Ooh.
Okay, that was a bad idea.
That's okay.
We
all have.
That's why it's a mixtape. We can, and look, I'm just making a mess here. We're just going to leave that. We're going to let that sit.
And some mixtapes are messy.
They
You
are.
don't record at the right time.
And I could rewind. We could rewind and start all over.
Casey Kasem, you wanted his voice sometimes.
We're not going to rewind. We're going to let it go.
He's going to flip that.
Let's take a look and see. Oh gosh, we're
Ooh,
going.
that
We're
is-
going.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Look at that.
That's browned up. Nice.
That now I can press.
Now you can press.
I like a good flattened, squished grilled cheese.
So this is great. It takes a few more minutes. You just
Yeah, it's not a peanut butter and jelly that you can just whip out, but the end result. Okay, so we've got a beautiful, beautiful grilled cheese sandwich. We'll
very
turn that
nice.
off. And I cut diagonally.
You go diagonal.
I'm a diagonal cutter.
Nice.
Here we go.
Some
Look
like
at
it
that.
hot.
Look at that beautiful grilled cheese. That crust is delicious.
Bien hermoso.
And let's
Wow, that's melty goodness. Right
Look at
there.
that cheesiness.
Wow.
There you are.
Good job.
Okay, so it's hot.
Some like it.
Yeah, crunch on the outside
Wow. It's not bad.
from a large amount of butter. Lunchbox Legends.
Keep mixing.
Enjoy.
Bogus.
All right, welcome to That's Bogus.
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 So we're going to talk through overrated candies from the 1980s, and a lot of these are still around. Some of these are still around today,
And some are not.
and some are not. So we're going to reference candycarrollton.com. Thank you, Candy Carrollton, for allowing us to peruse your website. And we're looking at candies from the 1980s.
The amount of wax in some of these is fantastic.
So let's kind of scroll down and see, and we'll talk through which ones we feel were overrated candies. A lot of these are underrated, in my opinion, but there's some that are overrated, and some are that are just disgusting, which we will talk about in a future episode. So
Different opinions,
don't
too.
you fret.
We're mixing.
We're mixtaping it. Overrated.
Goo Goo clusters were pretty popular.
Yeah, and you had to go sell them door to door. Remember that?
Yes.
Selling Goo Goo
It was-
clusters
it
for
was
like fundraisers.
Yeah, they were quite
Cub Scouts.
a little bit expensive, a little bit larger. You're not throwing that in your pocket.
No, is that overrated? Maybe,
I don't know.
I don't know.
They were pretty
They
good.
tasted good,
Yeah,
though.
pretty good. Ooh,
Oh my gosh, root beer barrels! Holy cow, those are so good.
so good.
Not
and good for
overrated.
you. And good for you.
Yeah, it's got root beer. It's
Fun.
made from root.
I mean, I think Fun Dip kind of opened the door for a lot of other candies.
Oh man, Fun Dip was
Man, that was a full package.
the
And you
stick, the powder, and then you
three
eat the
different
stick when you're done.
powders.
Yeah,
It really, you're like, what? What is this? How do I access it? Can I eat it while I'm in school? Probably not. You probably did. You probably put it in your pocket, your side pocket.
I used to
and-
sell candy at school. Did you?
Wow.
Yeah,
Good
we'll
job.
talk about that maybe next time.
And then
on
you had the
hard
whole,
candies,
the
but yeah.
dip itself, that white
the stick,
tongue
the dip,
depressor.
dip a
Looked like a
stick,
tongue
dip and stick or whatever it's called.
tongue depressor, edible.
Yeah.
And you would just taste it and then dip in the different flavors.
Well, and the worst part was you had 3 flavors, and you would by the time you got to the third one, your stick was starting to look like a toothpick.
Amazing
Fun Dip.
invention.
Love Fun Dip. Not overrated.
What about Necco wafers? Were you a big fan of the Necco
No.
at that age?
No.
It was more of a grandma candy.
Yeah.
back in those
Yeah.
days.
Totally a grandma candy.
So
Pop Rocks,
Rocks.
kind of overrated in my opinion.
Bogus.
A little bit over. I like them.
yeah, they were popular. They were very popular.
Very popular, and I don't know, maybe.
I don't think they were used to their full potential. Like, could you put them in a big drink now and just watch that drink fizzle?
Oh. People use them nowadays for different things and
That's true.
recipes. Yeah.
Probably inappropriately.
Rocky Road, man, that was good.
That was fantastic.
I love the Rocky Road bar.
Didn't last too long.
I don't think. Yeah, they're not around as far as I know.
Zagnut.
Fruit Stripe.
Ooh, gum. Oh,
That Fruit
marvelous.
Stripe. Again, we're not even talking
Marvelous.
overrated candies, but we are definitely reminiscing about
Oh, love those.
Fruit Stripe. The flavor would last 30 seconds, maybe.
If you're lucky.
You're
Sometimes the flavor would overcompensate the other flavors in the package.
Yeah.
And those were impressive. Goat's Caramel Cream Zagnut. The great name of the Zagnut.
Zagnut. I've never had a Zagnut bar.
It's probably Canadian.
Probably. We love Canadians. They're such kind people.
Ooh, the strawberry bonbons bulk. Those were nasty.
More Pop Rock. Oh, I love those. That reminds me of Christmas. My grandma would give us those at Christmas. Those are great.
Ooh, the Spree.
Okay, overrated. Not this flavor though. The butter rum was delicious.
Lifesavers.
Lifesavers overrated.
Yeah, I agree.
Bogus.
Overrated. Sorry.
Yeah,
if you don't agree with us, let us know.
Not enough sugar.
Spree. They were trying to be like
Bottle caps?
bottle caps. Those things.
Sorry, what were Sprees going to be like?
Sweet tarts.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like a sweet tart with a really hard shell.
Oh, speaking of sweet tart, right there. Oh, the
we
big
go.
ones.
Oh, the giant chewy ones.
Yes.
I did like those.
Fantastic.
In fact, sweet tarts overrated.
Bogus.
Giant chewy sweet tarts not.
Fantastic. You're right.
Yeah. The Gobstopper. That
Why would
is
you get
Willy
that?
Wonka.
Why would you get that at a movie?
Oh no, you wouldn't get that. At the
That's
movie.
but some people would be pounding those. I'm like,
Hey,
I don't
you know
wanna-
what? Movie candies. There's a topic for an
Topic,
episode.
topic.
Movie candies. Best
Episode
movie.
47.
Yes. I'll write it down. 47.
Razzles, nice.
Razzles. I don't know if I've had Razzles. I
Fantastic.
remember the movie 13 Going on 30, one of my favorite movies.
Great show. Recommend
And
it.
I think they have Razzles in that show.
Love
Love that.
Yeah, it's good. The gum flavor doesn't last that long, but it's a good.
Oh, is it
combo.
gum? Oh,
Yeah.
it's gum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nerds.
Overrated, underrated.
Not overrated. A perfect candy.
Wow.
Except, okay, here's an issue with nerds. Because they're so small, and if, like, I would, you'd open the box and you'd
Yeah.
eat from the box, and then the box would start getting a little wet. And you're like, and then their nerds wouldn't start coming out. They'd stick to your
Yes.
saliva that's soaked
Yeah,
box.
I think a little bit overrated for me.
Bogus.
I'd rather just have a
I think
Hershey's candy bar.
I can go with you there, I guess. I do love the candy,
Sure.
but the way you eat it makes it
The
a little
upgrades
overrated.
they've made on nerds. Good job.
Yeah, the nerd
Clusters.
The clusters,
Yeah,
yes.
good job.
Big hunk. Oh my gosh, I love big hunks.
Oh, I couldn't quite enjoy
No?
those.
But not overrated because they weren't really popular, were they? Who bought
They were
big
popular
hunks?
for when you're asking someone to a dance or a date. That's about all they were used
Were
for.
you using those to
No,
ask?
I was. Circus peanuts. My father
Circus peanuts, worst candy.
loves those.
Oh, Big League Chew. Yeah,
Classic.
Classic.
It's just kind of a classic. You have to have it at the baseball games.
yeah. And you thought you were
Flavor
so
doesn't last.
cool.
You thought you were cool.
Putting it in your little
Yeah.
pinch is
Yeah.
all you need, or whatever the saying was for chewing tobacco.
Yeah, that's a great.
The colas, the gummy colas.
Yes, with those.
Gummy colas not overrated.
Well, they were covered in that plastic stuff that you just eat the plastic almost. It's
Were
like
they?
a plastic.
I don't
Oh no, that was a gummy one. I'm thinking of the plastic ones you'd bite off the top and then drink them.
Oh no! These
Yeah,
are like the
the
gummy
gummies,
ones
yeah,
that
you're
tasted
right.
like a cola. More nerds, runts. I don't
Fifth?
remember what runts are.
Runts are a hard candy. Different.
Oh, I
flavor-
kind of remember. Yeah, they were shaped like
shape-
fruit.
Yes.
I
yes.
love those. Yeah, shows my intelligence. I was easily amused.
It's amazing the names.
Yeah,
Hey, nerds or runts or pop rocks. That's not really attractive.
no moon pies, way overrated.
Bogus.
You're right.
Although I did like the banana ones better
Pretty
than the
dry,
chocolate ones.
pretty dry.
But it's so dry they'd stick inside your mouth. Ugh. Fifth Avenue, no. Tootsie Rolls, overrated.
Bogus.
Sorry, controversial.
Wow. I don't like the minis. I like the ones that are a little bit larger.
The ones where like in a roll and you
Yeah,
break the
yeah,
piece
yeah.
off.
Fantastic.
I would take that over the minis for sure.
Yeah.
Because the minis usually by the time you got to it, they'd hardened. The rolls would stay soft.
Yeah.
Boston baked beans.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
I had to be in the right mood to eat those.
Yeah.
Cowtails.
Cowtails.
I don't know if I had a
Fantastic.
cowtail. Is it like a Tootsie Roll, isn't it?
I don't remember. We should go have one.
Let's see if we can find
Caramel? Maybe a caramel?
it.
flavor?
It might be a caramel.
Score bar.
Laffy Taffy. Laffy Taffy.
There are jokes on the back.
Overrated or not?
No.
No. Okay.
Had a little joke on the back. You were going to laugh while you
were
ate
gonna
it.
laugh. Lifesavers, overrated. Oh, the salted nut roll.
Peanut nut roll. Salted nut roll, not a peanut. Salted,
salted
nut,
nut
roll.
roll.
Pearson's makes them, right?
Yeah.
You'd find those in like the hardware stores typically. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd be walking around going, oh, there's a massive bin of Parsons nut roll.
Yeah. And nobody would buy them.
My dad would buy them. Here you go, son. So
Yeah.
mind 'em.
I don't. Yeah. Toffee Fay. Oh my gosh. My memories
I
of
have
Toffee
never
Fay.
had a toffee.
My mom used to buy Toffee Fay, and it was kind of like a splurge on yourself kind of candy, and they were so good. And they still make them. You can still find them. They're so good. I'll have to have you try them. Mike and Ike's,
Fantastic.
horrible.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Why?
Bogus.
I would rather have
80
Red
others?
Hots.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, Red Hots.
Do they have 14 other things?
Yeah,
There's a
lot of
Fruity
other things.
Pebbles candy bar.
I'd have to try that.
That looks interesting.
Lemon heads, but not the chewy ones.
You like the real
hard
deal.
ones.
The
Yeah,
real
the
deal.
real deal.
Yeah.
And your face would just like. Oh, the giant jawbreaker.
Wow. I never got one of those.
Really?
I don't.
You were deprived. Your childhood sucked.
Well, it took me like probably take you about a year to.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd sit in the room, and you'd see it, and over time it would just get a little smaller and a little smaller.
gross. Oh my
That's the end of the line. There's more candy than that. Are you kidding me? I guess that's it. How can we get an overrated candy if that's all they got? Well, let's talk about some of the other candies that, there's Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, not overrated.
No, fantastic.
Three Musketeers, one of my favorite candy bars of all time. Might be over. Is it overrated?
There's not a lot in there.
Snickers bars, for me, overrated.
Bogus.
I like them, but I think they're overrated.
They're too popular? They
Yeah,
should be as
over
popular?
popular. They shouldn't be as popular as they really are, but they're good.
Yeah.
They hurt my teeth. Maybe that's why I'm not a fan. Whatchamacallit?
A little bit underrated.
Underrated.
Yeah,
absolutely.
they didn't mass. I don't know why they didn't produce a lot of those. They're not everywhere. Seems
No,
like
and I don't think they're harder to find now.
they don't do a mini one for kids, on Halloween.
Great.
Maybe that's what causes the.
I know your favorite chocolate bar, and it's not one of mine. Mr. Good Bar.
It is underrated. It's fantastic.
It's right where it should be. Sitting on a grocery store shelf, not being purchased. Except by you.
I like them.
Any kind of Hershey's chocolate bar. Way overrated.
Bogus.
There's so much better chocolate out there, people. And I'll eat a Hershey's chocolate bar if it's sitting in front of me. Especially the one with almonds.
Fantastic.
But there's so much better chocolate than
Sure.
a Hershey's wax bar.
Sure.
But I'll eat it. But I think it's overrated. I think Hershey's is overrated. Kit Kat, way overrated.
Bogus.
I don't mind a good Kit Kat.
I don't mind it, but I think it's more popular than it needs to be. So there you have it. That's bogus section for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope you enjoyed today's show. And remember that life's the ultimate mixtape. Each day is a new track waiting to be recorded.
Thanks for pressing play with us, and we'll see you next time on Mixtape Generation.
See you next time.